49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana.
The NBA Finals are tied at 1 game apiece. The Pacers will head home and get the joke from their home crowd.
I just know Gabriel's going to be rocking, man. And I know how long this city's been waiting, for this this finals experience.
Our home court advantages are different because people are really passionate about our teams, and their parents were passionate about the team, and their parents before that were passionate about the teams.
Every game's a reset, and basketball reminds you of that. It's very humbling. It shows you that if you don't stay in the moment, if you don't come ready to play, you get beaten.
Turn the page, focus on game 3. That's the biggest game of the year.
It's been one of the most anticipated finals.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Back out to Allen. Bang!
Just keep it coming.
3 in a row. And the dream season is now complete.
Anything's possible. Let's close it up.
Welcome to the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Boy, do they have Pacer fever in first finals home game in 25 years. Tyrese Halliburton wearing a mic.
What's up? You want to take a picture? Hey, this the one?
That's what
That's
you
cool.
want. You like that?
That's cool. Huh? He coming today. He's back courtside tonight. He's going to be over there. Yeah.
Always the big smile on the star point guard. Starting lineups brought to you by Ford. And Mark Daigneault and the Thunder keep the same starting 5 that they've had in these finals, with Cason Wallace rounding out the 5 Holmgren, Gilgeous-Alexander Williams, and of course Lou Dort. Meanwhile, for the Indiana Pacers, same starting 5 they've had for every playoff game during this incredible run as they head into game 3 of these NBA Finals. Again, the last time they had a finals game here, it was the first year of this building's existence. They had a different name back then, but same loud, crazy fans. It has just been phenomenal to get the feel of how much they love their Pacers, Richard.
I have been blessed to play 2 playoff series here in this building. One that involved the great man Reggie Miller and Oscar Robertson right there next to him. And look, everywhere else they say it's just basketball, but this is Indiana. That is a true statement.
And Doris, the road for both these teams have had rough times in game 3. When you're looking at Indiana's 0 for 3 in their game 3s. Oklahoma City's 1 and 2.
Rick Carlisle in our coaches meeting talked about this group playing with force and playing with an urgency, which he does not believe they've done in the first half of basketball games. I gotta believe the juice they get from this crowd enhances that.
Of course, Indiana thrilled to get 1 win, but we're not happy with their performance in game 2. We have an offensive foul right away to start. 8 seconds into the game. So Gilgeous-Alexander called for the foul. Remember, they're childhood buddies, these two, growing up outside of Toronto. And SGA already with a personal.
Mike, there are no friends on this basketball court, especially now.
Well, Nembhard has said that. We are not close right now.
I think they're going to get a foul on Dort here, Mike. Level of physicality on the switch. He had Siakam at the elbow.
And it'll be interesting to see, Doris, if this is the way they're going to call. Are they going to call it tighter? Because we've seen some games that are so physical.
Well, this is who they are. I mean, both teams physical.
Halliburton. Good open look. Nembhard in the corner. And Gilgeous-Alexander will come the other way. Oklahoma City 4 and 3 overall on the road. Drives on Nesmith, spins, bank shot, can't get it to fall. Nesmith to Halliburton. You know the Pacers are going to want to push. It has always been one of the keys to their success. But they have started slowly in the first 2 games. Turner, nice move, won't finish. Holmgren grabs the rebound.
We haven't seen smooth first quarters to start. Yeah, both teams seem like they settle in as the quarter gets going.
Holmgren gets the first bucket. Pacers have only scored 20 points in the first in each of the first 2 games. Wallace deflects it, comes up with a steal. Here's Wallace, Turner in pursuit. Blocked from behind. I think Turner got a piece of it, but Jalen Williams right there to clean it up. Turnovers, of course, it's one of the key topics every time you talk about OKC. Meanwhile, Siakam, and that's a good sign, Doris.
It's pivotal, Mike, that he beat that matchup. If Shea is guarding him on the post, that has got to come away with free throws or a bucket.
Neesmith fighting over the screen. A lot of contact there. Jalen Williams knocks down another. He's got 4 quick points.
But I like this toss and then have Halliburton go get it. That frees him up. That gets him a full head of steam.
Siakam aggressive. Nice soft touch. And he's got a couple of buckets already. And a whistle and a foul. In the first 2 games, 96 minutes. OKC is led for 91 minutes, 23 seconds. Indiana for 1 minute, 53 seconds.
What I like about this play is Shea already has 1 foul. Go be aggressive. Try and get the MVP with 2 early. He did it on that other post up, did it there. If a player has 1 foul early on, you have the free reign to go.
Williams, oh, beautiful pass. And Holmgren inside. So Holmgren and Williams accounting for the Thunder scoring early. Pacers 6-2 here in Indianapolis during these playoffs. Siakam spins again, so aggressive. That one in and out.
Yeah, but they are establishing him early. He is their leading scorer, and inside the free throw line, such a tough matchup.
Holmgren spins and draws the foul. Turner picks up his first, and we have our first free throw attempts. Holmgren in game 2 made his presence known very early after a subpar game 1. The Thunder have hit 4 of their first 6 shots from the field. Well, it's time for Try It free throws with YouTube TV. Scan the QR code to unlock your 10-day free trial and get your favorite sports and live TV on one app. Holmgren hits a pair. Of course, the way this series is now, if it goes 7, 3 of the next 5 games here in Indiana. Halliburton finds Turner. Dort pokes it out of bounds. Still Pacer ball. Rick Carlisle saying before the game, you can't simulate in practice the way the Thunder play defense. Siakam spins against Dort, who backs off. Pascal Siakam, he's got it going early.
They are making it a priority. And I think he comes off a game where he was not super aggressive. They are putting that to rest early.
Lou Dort connects on a 3.
And that's right there. They're attacking Tyrese Halliburton. The help has to come. That leads to an open 3. You've got to be better at that point of attack if you're Tyrese.
On Nembhard.
I like the pressure by Tyrese, but now Pascal Siakam has to help. Turner's not used to that rotation. And yes, Pascal gets out there, but ultimately that's just an open shot. That's a tee-up.
Full court pressure. Nembhard, who has become such a superb defensive player. Gilgeous-Alexander fakes the pass. Good ball movement. Jalen Williams off the bounce. Dort fakes. Shot clock at 6. Dort inside. Back shot won't go. Well contested by Neesmith. Here comes Siakam. Tries again. Goes at the 7-footer. Leans in. Good defense from Holmgren. Turner short. Halliburton closes in on Dort. Jalen Williams coming off a good game 2. And Siakam picks up the foul. There's a lot of whistles early on that perhaps early, even in this finals, but earlier in the playoffs, we have not seen.
No, we haven't, but also watch this kick here by Pascal Siakam. He gets called for the foul in the face right there, but he's just trying to prevent him from sweeping through. Haven't seen that defense too often, Mike.
Holmgren gets it, pulls up, and Chet Holmgren off to an excellent start.
Come on, this guy is ridiculous. Just your 7-footer early in the basketball game, off a rip and a run on a rebound, puts it on the deck and gets to the cup. He's got so much game. This guy's so young. He missed 39 games, folks. He had a fractured hip. He's saying, I'm in the NBA Finals. It's time to work, Richard Jefferson.
Time for the AT&T Connected Cam. Doris.
Watch Chet Holmgren do it on both ends. He's guarding Turner. He makes this a tough shot. He's going to board it. He's 7 feet. He's going to have the handle. He's going to look around. He's taking his time. Nobody's rushing him. He's got to split 2 defenders. He's got to have excellent footwork, and he finishes with the jump hook on the left. Oh, my goodness.
They call him a unicorn, especially in OKC. 7-1 with that skill set, and off to an excellent start. Ben Sheppard seeing his first minutes off the bench for the Pacers. Obi Toppin also comes in. Halliburton up top to Sheppard. Nice fake to get rid of Dort. Now pulls up the mid-range. Got it. Always wonder in big games like this, which role player is going to have a huge game to make a difference. Toppin now guarding Holmgren. As they go small, Williams struggles with his dribble. Sheppard also a good feisty defender. Knocks it away, right on cue with a steal. Here comes Halliburton, open court, drives inside, throws it up. Toppin gets it and finishes. Wasn't the smoothest alley-oop, but just as effective. Jason Wallace. Holmgren, he's got that three-point range, can't get that one. Siakam grabs the board. Pacers looking to push. And Nembhard took his eye off it.
So again, here on the defense, the pressure. We've talked a lot about OKC. Indiana has a top 10 defense also. And then the transition, this is what they do. Obi Toppin doesn't get it the first time, but that second jump, his athleticism is unique and special.
Rick Carlisle talking about Toppin before the game, says he's got some special gifts offensively. SGA misses. Siakam snatches the rebound. Siakam, their leading scorer and rebounder. Halliburton's first shot off the mark.
But he's got to get some free shots. If you're those players for each team, you're allowed some free shots. As you see the foul for Chet Holmgren. Tyrese Halliburton's got to find a way to get himself going early and often. And that's okay if you start off 0 for 5 or 1 for 5 here in the first quarter. You've got to make the offense feel you.
So Chet again handling the basketball. His off the bounce game is hard to contend with. You see the reach in for Obi, and they're going to give him a couple of free throws. That looks pre-gather. Why is he shooting free throws?
I agree, Doris. But on the subject of Halliburton, you guys, how does he balance that? If the defense, which has been geared to try and stop him, how does he balance between not forcing it and at the same time being aggressive looking for his shot?
Well, sometimes you got to force it, but we're going to take a look at this one right here. Right there, that's where the foul occurs. That's a tough and one if you're Indiana.
So sometimes you feel you have to force it.
Sometimes you have to force it, DB.
Well, my point is, how about we talk about Pascal Siakam and the rest of the group as well? I get it. Halliburton is the driver of the system, but Siakam didn't play with enough force last game. What a difference he's played with in this first 5 minutes.
Toppin misses a three. Rebound deflected, taken by SGA. Caruso his first minutes. Beautiful pass. Holmgren run to the floor. Poor transition defense that time by Indiana, and a 9-point lead for the Thunder. Halliburton deflected. Good hand. And then they had 9 turnovers in the first quarter of game 1. Gilgeous-Alexander steps back, can't get the three. Halliburton, the floater's up. Beautiful shot from Tyrese Halliburton. Jalen Williams pulls back short.
Mike, he's really struggling to shoot the ball in the series.
Steal by Halliburton. One man to beat behind the back. Now Toppin goes inside, lays it up. And the Pacer defense leading the offense. Timeout, OKC. Tonight's Star Watch brought to you by Amica. Richard.
And we said it in the open, you're going to have to pressure Shea. He has not hit a field goal, and that allows for transition for the Indiana Pacers. Again, Tyrese Halliburton, he got that shot in the fourth quarter. You have to find the shots that are available and take a steady diet. And here, their defense turning into offense. It's a 3-on-2 break, and Obi Toppin is rewarded. This is the way they have to play.
Can we get an amen for some transition in the series? 4 and 6 points respectively from these two teams. Been hard to come by.
It's so hard scoring in the half court against both these teams. We talked OKC defense, one of the best ever. The Pacer defense has been superb at times. Hartenstein, Caruso. Dort, that high arcing three-pointer, that rattles in his second three-pointer. Dort had 5 of them in game 1. Lead back up to 8. Gilgeous-Alexander guarding Halliburton. Good screen set by Turner. Shepard to Toppin. 5 on the 24. Pass inside. Turner shot blocked from behind. Knocked out of bounds. 3.1 remaining. Excellent defensive play.
Come on now. He gets him on the switch, and the ability to just get a hand on the basketball without fouling. That 6'6" and long wingspan helps.
Shepard comes off a screen, comes up short, and Caruso has it.
But if I'm the Pacers and you're Turner, you got to finish that. You got to go up strong. You have to finish that bucket if we finally get you in the paint.
Good defense there from Halliburton, forcing the turnover. Aaron Wiggins in. Wiggins and Caruso, who off the bench both scored more points than anybody on the Pacers in game 2. Both benches vital. Hartenstein pokes it away, tries to save it. He does. Right to Shepard. Back up top. Gilgeous-Alexander once again was on Turner. Now Hartenstein switches, and Turner hits the 3. His first field goal. Playing in a finals game at home here in Indiana. A dream come true for Miles Turner. Dort comes to help. Off the dribble.
Great deny. That was great deny by Nembhard. They wouldn't let Shea touch it to organize the offense.
Now Dort picks up Halliburton. No hesitation and knocks down the 3. Second three-pointer for Indiana. They are #1 in the playoffs in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Wiggins, one of the heroes of game 2, kicks it out. Dort, nobody near him. Plenty of time, sets and knocks down another. He's 3 for 3.
He's not an offensive player, but the threes are always so timely for Lu Dort.
Oh, beautiful move. Obi Toppin. Sidestep in the left hand. He's got 6 points in 5 minutes off the bench. Gilgeous-Alexander gets to the rim. Blocked by Turner, but a goaltend. Got it off the backboard. And Gilgeous-Alexander with his first points.
So they tried some high pressure last game. Shea beat it consistently, gets it wisely off the window, feeling the backside pressure from the best shot blocker in the playoffs.
Got the 2 best, Turner and Chet Holmgren. Wiggins putting some pressure on Halliburton. Right back to Turner. Turner inside, layup too strong. He thought he got fouled. There was contact. Here comes SGA the other way. Wiggins goes inside, blocked by Halliburton, and the save. Halliburton's made some really nice defensive plays here in the opening period. Inside Nembhard. Nembhard back up to Toppin. Toppin launches a 3. Bounces off.
Yeah, but there's a couple of layup there. There's a couple of floater opportunities. I love the shot creation, but those gaps will be easier for you and your teammates as Shea with the left-hand finish. The shots will be easier for you and your teammates if you get a couple of these layups.
Nembhard fouled on the double team. Wiggins picks up his first.
Let's watch the MVP, the most prolific driver for 5 straight years. That crossover puts Nembhard in the rear view. Now he's got to navigate 2 bigs. Does he get sped up? Does he rush? No. He splits them and uses the left hand. He's
It's the free throw. Upcoming national TV schedule brought to you by American Express. ABC Friday, game 4 of this series right back here in Indianapolis. ABC Saturday, Liberty playing right here against the Indiana Fever. And then ABC Monday, game 5 as the series will go back to Oklahoma City. Caitlin Clark watching the game.
Aaliyah Boston on her left. They got to get that young woman back on the floor.
When they get them on the floor, they're going to be an absolute problem.
Wallace back in as we approach a minute remaining here in the first. SGA pulls back. Good defense from Shepard. Got a little too handsy that time and picks up the personal foul. Pacers in the penalty.
And right now the Pacers are saying, if you're going to call that, that's going to be a foul on every player for OKC. Yeah, they've been letting that go, especially in the first 2 games.
Once you start grabbing the jersey, though,
that's just saying hello. That's just saying hello, Mike.
Gilgeous Alexander, who has set the record for most points in his first 2 career finals games, 38 and 34. He broke his idol, Allen Iverson's record by 1. Only 1 player in the history of the NBA Finals has scored 30 points in their first 3 finals games. That was Rick Barry way back in 1975 with the Warriors. As Naismith checks in, Nembhard will sit down.
Did you shoot your free throws underhanded too? I know that was
the first few years.
The first few years.
Back then, nobody was shooting over him.
Okay, set shots too. Set shots.
Gilgeous Alexander knocks down a pair. Largest lead here in the first is 9. Right now, an 8-point advantage. TJ McConnell, who has been outstanding so far, first 2 games of the finals throughout the playoffs, looking for some room. Siakam, shot clock at 6. Good defense from Hartenstein, but a blocking foul.
Boy, he did so many things well on that, though, defensively, Mike. The things Hartenstein is able to do, his communication is early, it's often, it's loud. He's allowing space for that defender to get underneath. If you make the switch, that's a hard thing for him. But this guy, there's so many subtle things he does to contribute to winning. It's incredible.
Well, Thomas Bryant set to check in. Jalen Williams-Jay will check in as well. Halliburton, 5 points, 4 assists here in the first quarter as Siakam now with 7 points to start. And you see Holmgren off to an excellent start. And Lou Dort, one of the best defensive players in the game, perfect from 3-point range. Early in his career here with the Thunder, he averaged 17 a game. They weren't very good back then. And with all the talent came in offensively, he's had to sacrifice his offensive game. Not a problem. Off the missed free throw, Bryant trying to hold on, and it's going to go the other way.
They're fortunate. That has been problematic at times for Oklahoma City, just corralling defensive rebounds off free throws.
Well, the team that has won the rebounding numbers have won the first 2 games of these finals. Holmgren, guarded by Bryant. Bryant shaking his head, nope, not going to get by me. But Holmgren gets by him and draws the foul. First foul on Bryant. Free throws for Holmgren.
I like Tyrese Halliburton's aggression here early. You have the 3, the floater. He's got 5 points. He's got 4 assists. When you look at that, okay, but he's on pace for a 20-point, 10 assists. And we know that they have only lost 1 game when he's put up those numbers. It's about building brick by brick.
And listen, they are attacking him defensively. He is having to cover all over the floor. There's times they're bringing him up. They're trying to wear him down, understanding that he is the straw that stirs the drink. There's a lot on his shoulders tonight. I love as much what he's done on offense as how he's fought on the defensive end.
And he's very self-aware of what's going on. He said that he had 2 really poor first halves in games 1 and 2. As There's about a 5.5-second difference shot clock and game clock as we wind down the first quarter. TJ McConnell gets into the paint, spins, lost a handle, picked up by Holmgren. 7 turnovers here in the first. No fouls to give here for the Pacers. Knocked away by McConnell. OKC ball with 6.3 remaining. The Thunder shooting 55% and the Pacers 50%. Caruso and Jalen Williams check in for the final possession. Caruso will inbound. Gilgeous-Alexander, 4 seconds. Backs in. The first period. Strong starts from a couple of key Thunder players, including Chet Holmgren. Holmgren with 13 points, 4 of 5 from the field. He's already taken 6 free throws. And Lou Dort, perfect from 3-point range on all 3 attempts.
Welcome back to the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. We're here with Chet Holmgren of the OKC Thunder. 13-4 for you. What's led to the early start for you and the success?
Just coming out and trying to compete, not worry about anything else, and let that kind of guide me.
Tyrese Halliburton kind of controlling the pace for them early on. 5 points, 4 assists. How do you try to slow him down?
We got to get in front of him. We can't let him play in space. We got to put a body on him, and then get our team defense in behind it.
Chet, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mike?
All right, Georgia steal off the Siakam make. Siakam's going to try again. 3-pointer. McConnell with a rebound. Touch pass inside. Mathurin lays it up and in. Excellent start to the second quarter for Indiana.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting his first rest. They are +7 with him off the floor. These are minutes Indiana has got to win right now.
Holmgren aggressive again. Can't get it to fall. Mathurin the rebound. McConnell setting it up. Keeps that dribble alive. Leans in, takes the shot, falling down. Wallace. Ahead to Holmgren. Holmgren up and foul. Nesmith hit him. That's going to be the second foul on Nesmith. He's had a chance to be quite the highlight.
And Chet was ready to take off. And those are one of the ones where you go to the body. Yes, you make an attempt at the ball, but if you could stop the body from going forward, you're in a pretty good shape. That's just a good NBA playoff foul. We don't give anything easy. Make them go on, earn 2 at the line. But look at the top of the square. Okay, Chet.
The cliche is so appropriate for Holmgren. He's just scratching the surface. And you see stretches. And again, the injuries have slowed it down a little bit, but he's got a chance to be a special player for a long time.
Yeah, this guy is a tremendous shot blocker. There's times where you don't think he can get to basketballs, and his speed, his closing speed's incredible. Now you add the off the bounce, the passing, the ability to stretch from 3. I mean, there's very little he can't do on a floor, Mike.
He's got 15 of their 34 already. And a foul away from the ball. Hartenstein. His second foul. They're playing the 2 bigs for Mark Daigneault and the Thunder. As Gilgeous-Alexander relaxes, Wiggins is going to quickly check in. And now we go from 2 to 1 big. Second foul on Hartenstein.
But we talk about the no Shai minutes, but there's no Tyrese Halliburton also. So you have both of your stars on the bench. What bench, what group can take advantage of this time and give their stars a more quality rest? If you're a star and you're coming into the game and you were into the game and you were up 4 and now you're down 2, the stars got more work to put in now.
Well, stars, of course, what we talk about so much for both these teams. Without their bench, they're not in the finals. Nesmith to Mathurin. Shot clock at 7. Mathurin pulls up, jump shot is good. Mathurin off the bench with a couple of buckets. OKC's lead cut to 4. Mathurin, one of the bench players capable of a big scoring night. Caruso inside, shot blocked by Siakam. Knocked out of bounds, Thunder ball.
Siakam's activity tonight, okay? He had a defensive rebound out of his area. He comes and snatches it. Caruso's always lurking. You lose sight of him, but the closing speed, the length, the ability to get over and contest that. Great job, Siakam.
Is kicked, so now they'll inbound it on the sideline.
But Caruso does such a good job of working that baseline. It's when you have 4 out and Chet playing outside, sometimes you need a man at the dunker. You don't have to start at the dunker. You can start at the 3, but as the action starts to move is when you slide underneath the basket. Like right now, Pascal Siakam, he's losing them, doesn't have them, but he does a great job. But you're going to see Caruso underneath that basket multiple times tonight.
Jalen Williams. Mathurin tries to stay with him. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it. Siakam. 9 points, 3 boards, a block shot. And exactly what Indiana needed. Mathurin dribbles it off his foot. Toppin and McConnell play catch. Inside, beautiful pass. Nesmith moving without the ball. Stolen by McConnell. Throws it off Wallace. Pacers have it. Smothering defense from Indiana. And T.J. McConnell doing T.J. McConnell things right now.
My Arizona brother with the little drop of a dime. Did you hear this? The second time he has stolen the ball. That's the bench pressure, the players, the intensity, the crowd feeds off of it.
Jimmy Capers having a word with Caruso and Siakam. And Rick Smits inside, off balance, can't get it. Holmgren comes flying in for the rebound. There's Wiggins. Wiggins to Wallace. Wallace late. McConnell pushes, kicks it out. Mathurin fakes, fires, hits a 3. Mathurin 7 points in 3 minutes off the bench, and the Thunder need timeout.
This is about McConnell and Mathurin. McConnell, if he's going to be in the league, these are the kinds of things he's got to do. They have made him a non-factor until now. Pushing the pace, getting the crowd involved. TJ, we're feeling you. We're seeing you.
Don't want to miss a matchup? Just tell Siri, show me the playoff basketball schedule.
Back in Indianapolis, T.J. McConnell, a spark, the 33-year-old backup point guard, undrafted, 10th year in the league. Growing up in Pittsburgh, his dad was his high school coach. Says T.J., he coached me as hard as you can coach anyone. It was frustrating. It was difficult. Nights at dinner, sometimes they weren't speaking. Mom had to be the buffer. But now he realizes he's not here without his dad. He's so grateful for all his dad did for him. And his dad's so proud here in this arena tonight, watching his son have an impact on an NBA Finals game. McConnell drives inside, can't get it to fall, but a whistle and a foul. He just won't stop.
So what has he done? He hasn't scored. He's about to get some free throws. He's got 4 assists and 2 steals, but more importantly, he's putting the pace in the Pacers. He has put a ton of pressure on them defensively, and he's got this group on their heels. And Dad is saying, just like I taught you, son.
Yeah, take a sip. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. There's a lot of stress and pressure on the parents.
As he sends it over to George.
Mike, let's not forget Tim McConnell also coached Megan McConnell, TJ's sister. He wore her jersey at Game 1 here of the NBA Finals. Although TJ did tell us that obviously Dad rode him hard, as you mentioned, but when he switched to Coach Megan, he softened up a little bit. And TJ's like, wait, what's going on here? So TJ was the one that was a little harder on Megan, Mike.
Well, if Megan made a mistake, the dad would say, that's okay, Megan. He didn't say that when TJ made a mistake. But so proud. And the Pacers have their first lead. Remember, coming into this game, they've only led for 1 minute and 53 seconds through the first 2 games. T.J. McConnell and the bench, instrumental. 17-0 in bench points. They force another turnover. Here comes McConnell. Back to Siakam. Layup. Won't go. Rebound Caruso. Gilgeous-Alexander just 2 for 7 to start.
Okay, OKC sees a little bit out of rhythm. They've got to settle down here.
Siakam, Mathurin goes in strong and finishes. Mathurin, huge spark off the bench with 9. Mathurin topping McConnell, getting it done for the Pacers. Hartenstein, Wiggins, running shot, missed it. McConnell tips it, but Caruso right there to pick it up. Shot clock did not reset. 5 on the 24. Caruso goes to the rim. Well defended by Siakam. Wiggins can't control it. A 24-second violation.
The Indiana Pacers, look, they like finding Pascal Siakam early. Now the defense has to collapse, and then you get the cutters. So it's that early rim run and that throw ahead that they've been trying to find early.
McConnell goes right at Wiggins. Leans in, tied up, poked away. 5 on the 24. Mathurin drives. And the ball off the head of Mathurin on the deflection. Look at that bench. What a performance so far. Meanwhile, you don't say this very often. Oklahoma City has more turnovers than their opponent. 9 turnovers, 4 already here in the second. New tonight on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger, plus White Lotus star Amy Lou Wood, and music from Mumford & Sons. All new Kimmel tonight on ABC. Some of tonight's key plays with YouTube TV, where you can catch up on game highlights right in the app. A lot of highlights from a guy named TJ McConnell.
Undrafted, Mike. How does a guy at 6'2", 190 pounds, make his way in the NBA by doing exactly this? He has done this his entire career. Push up and pressure. Be opportunistic on the steal. Be the smartest basketball player on the floor. Watch that touch pass to Mathurin, who's got a better chance to finish. Rick Carlisle came into this game saying it is not just Tyrese, it's about force, and he has brought all of it. And Mr. McConnell, you got to coach your players differently. You did right by Megan, you did right by TJ.
Man, that is the look of one proud father. McConnell says, I still try to play like I don't belong. Or he got a $45 million contract after last year's playoff heroics. As we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Nembhard. 2 fouls on Nembhard. Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Chet Holmgren now the 5 on the floor for OKC. Toppin return for Indiana with Halliburton and Nembhard. Miles Turner also deflected by Halliburton. Isaiah Joe, 3-pointer. That's good. They're 4 of 6 from 3-point range.
But is there a need to go double team him on the block? You double team on the block. Yes, you almost get the steal, but you give up a 3.
Halliburton misses. Mathurin right there. Topping off the bounce, goes inside. Halliburton, Nembhard, straight on, 3-pointer. Got it! Nembhard, by the way, he's one of the best 3-point shooters in NBA playoff history in his brief time in the playoffs. Gilgeous-Alexander, Isaiah Joe. And Isaiah Joe, who led the team in 3-point field goals during the regular season, gets his second.
But that's what happens. He gets a clean look one time. Now all of a sudden you have a job to put a fire out because of a missed assignment.
Turner and Halliburton play catch. Rifles a pass over to Mathurin. Mathurin very aggressive. And a foul on Isaiah Joe before any shot attempt. It'll be a side out.
Now the MVP, he knows how to find his teammates. He did a great job, 8 assists last game. And then Joe, just a simple pump fake, steps into it. That's easy for him.
Mathurin draws contact. Shot won't go. 2 quick fouls on Isaiah Joe. Well, Mathurin to shoot 2. Mathurin is not, in game 1 had 5 points. Game 2, 14 points. Got to the free throw line 7 times. Has the most points off the bench in the playoffs. That's, by the way, the 4th team foul for OKC. So for the next 6 minutes, every foul, they're in the penalty. Halliburton, 5 points, 5 assists. Jimmy Capers, a terrific veteran official, giving him some thoughts. Our officials tonight: Jimmy Capers, Tony Brothers, and Tyler Ford. Mathurin, a great free throw shooter. 11 points in 6 minutes off the bench. SGA. Kenrich Williams fakes a 3. He has some room. Can't hit. Halliburton the rebound. Obi Toppin run on the floor inside. Mathurin counted out a foul. Benedict Mathurin, a spark off the bench, and the Pacers lead by 4.
So to this point, getting to the paint has been problematic in this series for Indiana. But when you're playing off misses and can get to your game, which is transition, look what happens when you touch the paint. I mean, all of this is about pace and getting to the paint, and good to great. So good offensively.
So over the first 2+ games, this is the largest lead the Pacers have had. Again, the Thunder have led most of the series. And Mathurin, 14 points off the bench. A 14-point turnaround. Thunder led by 9 earlier, now a 5-point Pacer lead. Nembhard gets right up on Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nembhard, that's his 3rd foul.
They're going to come with Neesmith. They're coming with Shepard. Again, you're showing the body. At some point in time, though, you got to give some space. That's part of the movement. That's part of the free-minute movement, especially if you have 3 fouls. But I don't mind the pressure because he believes in the next man on the bench. I'm going to keep this pressure up and make him uncomfortable.
SGA to Williams. Dort almost lost it. Shot clock at 5. Dort now has some room. Toppin, good job contesting. Blocks the shot. Knocked out of bounds with a second remaining.
Man, their defense has been so good in this period. Oklahoma City started out 1 for 8. Then Joe hits those couple of shots. But overall, outstanding start defensively in the second quarter for Indiana.
Well, and DB, it's the bench. It's 24-8 bench points. That's what makes it so impressive. It's been their defense from their bench, and it's been the offense from that bench, and then Obi Toppin.
OKC has twice as many turnovers as they do field goals here in this second period. 2 for 12 from the field, 4 turnovers. Holmgren fires away, and a 24-second violation.
And I think that's the interesting thing, Mike, is everybody identifies Indiana as a great offensive team. The vast improvement by this group defensively is a big part of why they're here.
Oh, Halliburton with a beautiful floater. His 3rd field goal. The lead is up to 7. What a second quarter here for the Pacers. Holmgren, Caruso lines up the 3 and knocks it down. First field goal for Caruso.
OKC is taking that punch. They've taken a punch. They're handling it. They've got to stay within it. This is not you're not going to knock out this team in the first quarter or first half.
Halliburton, back of the rim. Jalen Williams the rebound. Williams spins, nearly lost it, struggling to hold on. Blocked from behind by Halliburton. Shot clock at 9. Williams, aggressive, draws the foul. Boy, Halliburton is really playing good, committed defense.
Well, you better. They're targeting you, Mike. That's the answer to the call. You're going to bring me up? Well, I'm going to make you go away from me. Again, there's one block right there. I'm going to pressure you. I'm going to make you rethink about coming at me every single time. Here, good job against an all-NBA player. And look, Yeah, he was on his back. That's where the foul was. And maybe that shoulder to the back of the neck, the hand back there, that's probably a little bit of a foul.
I thought you were about to sell that it wasn't that much contact.
No, I just like the block. I like the block, but that was a lot of that was a big foul.
Hartenstein's going to come in. Holmgren will sit down. Mark Daigneault, we were talking to him before the game and asked him what are the numbers in the box score that he looks for during the game, and he said the first thing is minutes. Wants to make sure he's keeping a close eye on the minutes from each of his players, especially the top players. Holmgren's played 14 with 4:22 remaining here in the second. 5 points for Jalen Williams. 3-point Pacer lead after a slow start. Halliburton. Got Hartenstein on him. Double team. Finds Shepard. Shepard off the bounce. The runner. Wild shot. It's good. With Hartenstein right there. 26-9. Pacers bench points over OKC. Jalen Williams crossover inside. Top move and a foul.
I don't think they're getting out of here without Jalen Williams having himself an offensive night. And this is a big-time drive. I thought he was sped up early in game 2, but that, folks, is a big-time finish.
And then just here, off the Halliburton pass, you get the big on you. You don't get to dance. You just got to get downhill.
And here's an interesting thing. Like, it's not just Halliburton. What about the actions happening after he gets by that initial drive? It's the activity behind that they're getting some stuff off.
2-point game. 3.5 left second quarter. Halliburton gets inside. Kicks it out. Shepard, corner three. Gilgeous-Alexander brings it up the floor. Finds some room. Gets to the rim. Floaters up and good. A soft touch, and Rick Carlisle quickly calls timeout. The Thunder have tied the game again.
And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he always knows when his team needs it. Eyes directly on the rim, and just with the giant killer.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals right back here in Indianapolis Friday night. Same start time. Tip-off shortly after 8:30 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 8 o'clock. All tied at 51 with 3:26 remaining. Chet Holmgren had a terrific start. Benedict Mathurin and the Pacer bench with an unbelievable second quarter. Again, both these teams have relied on their bench all season long. McConnell back in, jump shot short. Mason Wallace back in the game. SGA, oh, beautiful spin move and finish. Gorgeous play from Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's just different, DB. That is just different. As Pascal Siakam with another transition. You can't get a layup if you're OKC from Shai, then give up a transition opportunity. And I understand the Pacers are the best at it.
Yeah, that's Pacer basketball at its best. That's what they've done throughout the playoffs. Hartenstein with the flush.
Shai is just in complete command of what he wants to do, his pace, his poise, scoring, passing.
Siakam pulls back. Siakam, the other Pacer in double figures besides Mathurin. Halliburton, another floater, another bucket. He's got 9 points, 7 assists.
But that's what it is, though, Mike. He's now hit that floater twice. When you find the spots and the angles that you can get to, you have to make them pay from that. He can get that shot whenever he wants.
SGA pulls up, loves that elbow jumper. That one won't fall. Rebounding numbers +4 for OKC. Halliburton fakes, fires, and hits. Halliburton from downtown, and the Pacers back up by 3. He's 5 of 8 from the field, his second three-pointer. Williams to drive. And Nesmith just picked up his third. So Nesmith and Nembhard both with 3 personal fouls for the Pacers.
Tyrese Halliburton. Is the driver of the system. Rick Carlisle said we knew when we got him we had to play fast, but his level of aggression, a lot of dribble handoff, a lot of movement, the basketball is popping, the bodies are moving, and when they're in that spin cycle, they are just so much more dangerous.
What I like about a DB is so many people have talked about his first half. How he's produced in the first half, how he's got to set the tone. And what does he do? He adjusts. He comes out. He has 12 points and 7 assists here in the first half. Best first half of these finals.
First halves, he had 9 total, so he's outdone himself in this 24 minutes.
Yeah, he was subpar by his own standard. These are his standards, people at home. These are his standards.
Williams misses. Holmgren trying to get it. Last touch by Holmgren. A chance OKC is going to challenge it. Unable to make the decision quickly. Siakam will bring it up.
I just don't think, Mike, that Mark wanted to use it there.
Oh, Siakam on the slam got fouled. So Siakam with a couple of free throws.
Holmgren was adamant, but the way this is going, I mean, listen, to me that's close, and it could have been off of.
He was asking for a foul. Chet Holmgren was saying he was getting fouled. That's what he went and told Mark Daigneault. Not who the ball was off of, but that he was getting fouled. And Pascal Siakam, you talk about going with force. You drive, you attack. I love it that you go up for a dunk. We saw Chet Holmgren do the exact same thing. Even if you don't think you're going to, even if you're not going to get the dunk, you put the defenders in a position to have to aggressively challenge you, and that's where the foul occurs.
Jalen Williams, his first foul. Pacers now 8 of 10 from the free throw line. So the 2 all-stars for Indiana. Strong first half. Siakam 13, Halliburton 12. But the leading scorer for Indiana, Benedict Mathurin with 14. Gilgeous-Alexander has 10 as we approach a minute remaining here in the second. Finds Caruso, cuts inside, beautiful pass. Williams missed the layup, but a foul. Siakam doesn't believe it. That would be his third.
Yeah, but watch Caruso. This guy is so smart. The timeliness of the cut, anticipating the rotation, and where's my next pass? So, Richard, you're talking about him lurking along the baseline, but who's been their best guy when they face zone? That guy. His decision-making and feel is incredible.
3 starters now for the Pacers with 3 fouls as Williams hits that. Key a halftime coming up. Tyrese Halliburton's bounce-back performance will be discussed with Malika Stephen, Bob, and Perk here in the building in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Siakam will sit 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a blocked shot. Pacers took an early punch. We're down by 9 and led by their bench. Now a 2-point lead, final minute, second quarter. TJ McConnell tiptoeing. A whistle and a foul. Cason Wallace. And they're in the penalty.
Wow, TJ's got his left arm around, and on the baseline official was James Capers. He did not blow the whistle. It was Tyler Ford, but the initial contact is TJ wrapping his arm around Cason Wallace.
Pacers got a break there. McConnell, meanwhile, has been fabulous. Just 2 points, but 4 assists in 8 minutes. Has sparked the bench. Isaiah Joe will come in. Wallace will sit down. 37 points here in the second quarter for Indiana. Remember, they struggled in the first quarter, each of the first 2, but it may have erupted here in the second. Most points they've scored in any quarter in this series so far. (28 of the 62 points from the bench.
Boy, Shepherd is working so hard to pressure Shea for the full 94.
SGA gets inside, left-handed, sneaks it in.
His body is
so easy.
His body control. He's strong, but it doesn't look as strong as he does with his body control.
Shepard inside, blocked from behind from Gilgeous-Alexander, but he was out of bounds. Pacers get it back.
Again, he's able to have a defender on his hip. Then he can take another one, and then just the left hand, the extension, the control. No one ever speeds him up. That's a long step that he takes to get through that double team. And then right there, just soft off the glass.
He has got a lethal left hand. As they'll inbound, they reset the shot clock. So a little over a second difference shot clock and game clock. Caruso guarding Halliburton down low. Crowd getting up. First finals game here in 25 years. They like what they see here in the first half. McConnell, the crossover, pull-up, jump shot, puts it in. T.J. McConnell, still 6.3 remaining. No fouls to give this way. SGA, final seconds, puts up the shot, won't go, and the first half comes to an end. T.J. McConnell and the Pacer bench, 30 of their 64 points. As the Pacers score 40 against the best defense in the NBA here in the second quarter. These fans fired up. Obi Toppin, a spark off the bench. Benedict Mathurin as well. Halftime, game 3, 4-point lead for Indiana.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook has you covered all playoffs long. Keep up with big-time matchups, get daily profit boosts, and tail exclusive picks from Stephen A. Smith. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with promo.
Welcome back. NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. 4-point lead, game 3 for these Pacer fans. And a terrific turnaround. 64-60 our score, about to start the third quarter. Let's get some sound from our point guard stars.
You out of pocket for them jeans. Yeah, you out of pocket for them jeans. Come on. Hey. Hey. Hey, all we got to do is take care of down there. All we got to do is take care of down there. I'm telling you, every shot, Dortis shot, shoot it. My hand's like this. Like, I feel the wind of the ball. Take your time, baby. Take your time. Here we go, yo. Team get stopped so we can run. We got to get better ones down here so we give ourselves a chance to get back.
That's finals emotion right now. Let's take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Etsy. What a second quarter for Indiana. 40 points, the bench with 22 of them. They also, the Pacers, did not have a turnover in that second quarter. Hi again, everyone. Richard Jefferson, Doris Burke, Mike Breen on in. Out of pocket for those jeans. That's the best. That's the best line. All right, we have our switch to with YouTube TV. Get your favorite sports and live app in one app. Doris, they were down 9, the Pacers. What turned it around?
Well, the bench was incredible in that second quarter. Benedict Mathurin and T.J. McConnell just put the pace in the Pacers, and then the rest of the starters come back in, Richard, and then they go for 18. Tyrese Halliburton, 7 points and 3 assists in that second quarter.
Well, and that's where your bench, and both teams' benches have been elite, but right now it's been Indiana's bench. And you expect that when you're on the road, that the other team's bench is going to be on fire. You've got to be prepared for that if you're OKC.
Nesmith, 6 to shoot, shot blocked. Gilgeous-Alexander, that's his second block of the game. Underrated defensively with all the defensive stars they have on this team. Jalen Williams drives and finishes. Quick explosion to the rim that time. Williams, 13 points. There's Siakam. Siakam, excellent first half. Miles Turner can't connect. Well, third quarters, we've seen a bunch in the playoffs. That's an explosive quarter for the Thunder. Williams leans in and let a lot of contact go there as Williams knocks down the jumper.
And I don't like that. If you're Nesmith, just stay strong. Don't try and bait the officials into an offensive foul unless you believe it's clear. Because if not, you give up a wide open shot.
Nembhard had some foul trouble in the first half. Inside, Siakam floats it up. Holmgren grabs the rebound. 6 boards for Holmgren. +7 on the boards for OKC. SGA pulls up, loves that spot. And a quick timeout. Rick Carlisle, 6 points in less than 90 seconds. And the Thunder back up 2.
Well, this time it's Nesmith checking him. Nesmith is big, he's strong, he's physical, but I keep reminding people this is 6'6" and nothing but smooth.
The NBA Finals, presented by YouTube TV, are brought to you by the powerful backing of American Express. 28 years later, in theaters only June 20th. And Burger King. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
Time to take a look at what fans are searching for, presented to you by Google. Searches for Pacers in NBA Finals history spiking in the U.S. Lance Stevenson, Metta World Peace. And mama, there goes that man, Mark Jackson once again. As Halliburton brings it up. So many former Pacers here. It's wonderful to see. This building so alive. Halliburton, Turner, foul line jumper, comes up short. Turner just 1 of 7 from the field. Jalen Williams finds some room, floats it up and in. Williams 17 points.
But that's the second time that Nesmith has taken that bump and given space. You can't give up that space even at that bump.
Turner tried to slam, but Holmgren helped change that shot. 8 straight points to begin the third quarter for OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander, too strong, gets his own rebound. Fake, spins. Holmgren's going to try a three-pointer from Stockton. Siakam, Turner, blocked from behind, but a foul. Miles Turner to shoot 2.
DB, have you noticed that Turner, he's missed some bucket, that's an easy foul call, but he tries to go in for a dunk. And then the next play, he's even more aggressive. But right here, there's that bump. Yeah, that happened, but that's the second time that you've been bumped off of the defender as a defender and given up an open shot. You've got to fight through that if you're Nesmith every single time.
Well, you know he loves going to his left-hand side. And what he and Shea do so well is they get those shoulders back square. They're on balance all the time.
Turner hits a second. We go to George Sedano.
Mike, I spoke to Mark Daigneault, the Thunder head coach, coming out of the locker room about his team's first half. He said they liked their first quarter, but the second quarter they got sloppy, turned the ball over, needed to withstand Indy's physicality. He said it was Indy's best quarter of the series thus far, as we see a tie-up there by the Pacers. He also added that OKC needed to be more decisive, which we certainly saw on their first 5 possessions, Mike.
Yeah, George, Mark Daigneault has talked last couple of days throughout this series. He knows everybody talks about his team's defense and how physical they can be. He says the same thing about Indiana. They're such a tough physical team. Now by game 3, everybody kind of getting used to each other a little bit.
Yeah, but we said in the open, Shea's got to feel you. Shea's got to feel you. You have to be aggressive. He only has 2 free throw attempts, 14 points on 13 shots. So he's feeling that pressure. He's always going to be efficient because that's just who he is.
Jimmy Capers does not want any shenanigans around the jump ball. Guys trying to get position, keep moving all the time. Nembhard keeps moving and gets the ball. Here's Halliburton. Nembhard, Siakam, and Nesmith all with 3 fouls for Indiana. Siakam spins, double team, kicks it out. Nesmith, quick catch and shoot, and hits the 3. His first 3-pointer. Well, they call it a 2, so tied at 68. Williams. Wallace, an air ball. Halliburton got that bounce to his step here in game 3. Turner tries the 3-pointer. Can't get it to fall. Nesmith tips it out. Here comes Halliburton to the rim. Layup. That's good. Tough shot. Well contested. Still got it to go. Wallace. Boy, how did that go in? Surrounded.
He's skilled. He's still one of those sneaky players that you don't even understand all the things he's capable of doing yet.
Turner gets another chance. This time capitalizes. Second field goal for Turner.
Aggressive ball screening out front with Turner. And this is who they have been. And that downhill drive 2 possessions ago by Tyrese, that's him at his best.
Stolen by Halliburton. And Tyrese Halliburton puts them up 4 again. Halliburton's done some very good things defensively.
I love it. The Pacers get a 1-on-0 transition dunk. By the time the Thunder bring the ball in bounds, they have full court pressure applied.
Gilgeous-Alexander steps back and nails the 3. His first 3-pointer. OKC has almost twice as many turnovers as Indiana. Siakam's shot won't go. Wallace fouled him. Free throws for Pascal Siakam.
Mike, they are testing Halliburton on both ends of the floor, but he's going to just shoot the gap here. Another sloppy turnover, and then taking his time. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, ball pressure out front. Just determined, right? Stay on balance, get that defender back on his heels, and he pulls the trigger on that jump shot.
He needed that 3 just to get the rhythm going. That was his first 3-point shot, as Mike said.
Well, Siakam, who was the MVP in the Eastern Conference Finals, when he was a rookie with the Toronto Raptors, he averaged 4 points per game, shot 14% from 3-point range. But he says he remained confident. I knew I could outwork everyone. He's in tremendous shape. He didn't pick up the game till he was 17. The kid from Cameroon has become a star. Signed a $188 million deal in the offseason, and so much of it is just his work ethic to be the player he is today.
It is, Mike, and when you talk about 4 points as a rookie, so what do you do if you're in Toronto? You use the G League, get more reps, play harder, understand the system, and then you can be successful. They won a G League championship as he got better, and then he was able to contribute in their championship run in Toronto.
He had 3 30-points plus games in the conference finals. He's got 15 here in game 3 tonight. Pacers back up 3. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander to Holmgren. Lou Dort, little fake, fires, 3-pointer is up and good. Dort's 4 for 4 from 3-point range. He hit 5 in game 1, and he ties the game here in game 3. Nembhard to Siakam. Good defense from Jalen Williams. Halliburton. Ball tipped and taken by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Boy, Jalen Williams defensively was fighting in the post and then gets out on that possession and guards the perimeter. Incredible.
Gilgeous-Alexander had it knocked out of his hands. Caruso throws it back up top. Williams goes right at Siakam, pulls up jumper. Nembhard snatches that rebound. Mathurin in the game. Mathurin 14 points off the bench in the first half. Halliburton steps back and puts it in. Third 3-pointer for Halliburton. The Thunder need timeout. Pacers back up by 3.
Tyrese Halliburton heard the whispers, heard people questioning. Was he aggressive enough? Was he waiting too long to get going? Well, boy, he's got it going tonight. He's got 19 points, 5 minutes to go in the third, and the Pacers up by 3.
Fifth season in the NBA for Tyrese Halliburton. It's been quite the year. Of course, it all started in Paris. He didn't play a lot, but he got the gold medal and understood. And then, of course, that anonymous player poll in The Athletic, league's most overrated player. But, of course, he became one of the most clutch players in NBA playoff history and has had an answer for that. It's been up and down for the Pacers earlier this season, but they're still playing, and he's still putting up terrific numbers. Maybe not every night, but he has been special in these playoffs.
I would have taken a participation gold medal. I just want to go out on record and say I would have been perfectly fine with that.
Jalen Williams misses. And Halliburton the rebound. That's very gracious of you. Halliburton throws it up top and tips it out. Thomas Bryant in the game. Stolen by Caruso. That's their first turnover since the first quarter. Williams kicks it out. Caruso lines that one up and got the three.
You have a turnover, you give up a three-point shot. They got themselves back into this game because they stopped turning over the ball. And the minute they do, they're paid.
Caruso deflects it out of bounds. Let's listen to Halliburton wearing a mic for us tonight.
Come on. Come on. Wake up. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Pete, come over here. I've been waiting on that steal all game. I won't miss 2 in a row. I won't miss 2 in a row. Come on!
Mathurin knocks down the jumper. Mathurin now 6 of 7 from the field. He's got 16 points. Jalen Williams. Nembhard grabs it. Nembhard. Halliburton floats it in, and a foul on the entry pass. So a side out for Indiana.
But even that pass, Mike, even that pass that he sees, as you see, his numbers in game 1 and 2 for Halliburton. And there was criticism. Yes, he hit that huge shot in game 1, but great players, they look at their entire performance. And he even said in both games 1 and 2, he was not aggressive in the first half. But great players, what do? They respond. And he has responded big time so far.
Lou Dort back on Halliburton, whips a pass to Mathurin. Mathurin playing with so much confidence tonight. Halliburton the drive, kicks it back out. Obi Toppin tries a three. Hartenstein holds it in. Gilgeous-Alexander bumped by Nembhard. Bumped again, double team, up top Caruso. Nembhard playing good, hard, tough physical defense. Shot clock winding down, falling away, baseline, short, top on the rebound. Toppin pushes. Mathurin out of bounds.
This is silly. I know you want to get to your pace. Loose with the handle, loose with the pass, and you get an opportunity on the other end.
And that's also new basketball right there. Mathurin there was a 3-on-2 break. Mathurin could have gone in for a layup.
Hartenstein and Holmgren out there together again. Caruso left-handed, too strong. Mathurin throws it ahead. Obi Toppin inside. Can't get it to fall. Once again, Holmgren altering that shot. Hartenstein. Holmgren wide open three-pointer. Good hustle from Lou Dort. SGA and Thomas Bryant got fooled and picks up the foul. Free throws for Gilgeous-Alexander.
Whoever Thomas Bryant is in front of, they're going right at him. And Shea understanding what's in front. He's going to get the switch he wants. Thomas has got to be up there. He's now got him on an island because you see the screener goes away, and that puts Shea at the free throw line.
He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And the Thunder have hit 14 of 17. Both teams have taken 17 free throws thus far. From college courts to NBA dreams, don't miss the next generation of stars taking the stage at the NBA draft. The future starts here. First round begins June 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN. He is putting up playoff numbers that very few have ever done. And it has been a season of brilliance for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but right now his team in an absolute street fight, all tied at 81 with 2.5 remaining here in the third. Mathurin finds some room, jump shot, can't get it. Caruso the rebound. Shepard back in. Good defense to force the pass from SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander, jump shot's good, gets to his spot.
Come on, Mike. They're just sending Nembhard or Shepard, and they're trying to wear him down, and his shot making just ridiculous.
He's up now to 21. Siakam drives on him, gets inside, blocked for the goaltend. Tied again with 2:01 to play.
So Nembhard goes out. He had been ball pressure, physical, fighting over screens. Now it's Shepard's turn. That little right shoulder gets that defender off him, and it becomes an easy inside the free throw line jumper.
So many nights you look up and all of a sudden you see how many points he has. It takes you by surprise. The way Mark Daigneault puts that, he says there's no loud buckets, it's death by paper cuts. Hartenstein to Holmgren. Lost the handle, fall down. Dort has it, he lost it. Dort dives, Siakam gets after it. Terrific hustle from both teams. Halliburton to Pascal Siakam. Halliburton launches another three. Long rebound, Shepard hustling. Can he save it? Yes. Turner's gonna try it. Nope, passes it up. Shot clock at 7. Halliburton against Dort. Good matchup here. Finds Siakam. Siakam steps into the three. A minute remaining here in the third. Largest lead by either team is 9. Gilgeous-Alexander bumped. Boy, lots of contact there. Here comes Mathurin in the open floor with Caruso, and a foul. Benedict Mathurin in attack mode all game long.
On initial look, I thought this was a foul, Richard.
It is. This is one of those ones where he initiates the contact and then he falls down. And these are the calls that he's been getting all season. Right there, I don't think that's a foul because he's initiating the contact. Defender shows his hands.
The key there is Shepard stayed in his same path. He never moved out of his path. I believe that's a good no call.
And then just on the other side, those transition opportunities. But to your point, DB, those are the fouls that were called for the most part this season. He was getting that. But as you start to get further in the postseason, referees start to let you play a little bit more. They recognize that there was all hands and just body, and he initiated.
Yeah, he played with his chest. You're right. That angle was perfect. So I thought it was a great no call.
Wiggins comes back in with 52 seconds remaining in the third. Jimmy Pitaro and Adam Silver discussing Richard Jefferson right now.
Oh God! Oh my God! That you want to make me sweat, right?
I could just tell by the look on their faces.
Oh yes, they were smiling.
Meanwhile, Mathurin, who last year on the Pacers' run to the Eastern Conference Finals, he hurt his shoulder at the end with about 19 games to go in the regular season. Never got a chance to play in the playoffs. He is making up for it. He's been up and down a little bit, but he's had some big games, including this one in the biggest game of his NBA career. Jalen Williams, nice feed, and Holmgren the finish and a foul. Boy, Jalen Williams does a great job on the run finding the open man.
He has been the secondary ball handler when Shea gets his rest all season long. First-time All-Star. This guy never touches it with the right hand, just off the left dribble to the pocket of Chet. That is phenomenal.
Now, DB, that's a high-level skill, but have you noticed how many times for both teams, when one player is driving from one wing, another player is diving? That's what you get from TJ McConnell. That's what you got from Obi Toppin. And right there, once the defense starts to commit, you can cut from the baseline or you can cut from the wing because TJ McConnell is forced to guard too. And we've seen it from both teams, and it's been really effective tonight.
McConnell will bring it up. A minute to go here in the third. A 2-point lead for OKC. Wallace guarding McConnell. Wallace, the superb young defender. McConnell gets inside on Wiggins, turns, shoots, score. Nope, off the mark. And Caruso with a save. No fouls to give. Shot clock turned off. Here comes Williams. Williams fires up a three-pointer. That's good. Jalen Williams from deep. He's got 20. Final seconds, and that ends the third. First three-pointer of the game for Jalen Williams. The Thunder shooting 10 for 18 from three-point range. And we head to the fourth quarter. A 5-point lead for OKC. This presentation of the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Welcome back to the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. We're here with Tyrese Halliburton of the Indiana Pacers. You've had more success today early on in this one, controlling the pace, getting into the paint with more regularity. What's led to that success?
Just moving the ball, playing off the ball. I think we're doing a great job of getting everybody involved right now. Just got to figure out on the defensive end. You got one more quarter.
5-point game. How do you finish them off?
Rebound and run. Those are the most important things right now.
Tyrese, good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George. They've been running all season long. And have done an outstanding job against this great OKC defensive team, shooting 48% from the field. Oh, spin move, Mathurin. Shot is good, and a foul. Through some contact. And this big game three continues for Mathurin.
There are a lot of people talking about what the Pacers could have done if he would have been available last year for the postseason run, and he's showing right now, going right at J-Dub for the and one. That's a tough finish. He's been under control. That's what I like. He hasn't shot too many shots. He's been efficient, 7 for 9, but there's a control that he has shown.
We said this earlier in the series. There are some nights you watch him play, his athleticism and his skill level, you think he could be the best player on the floor. Williams, Shepard, good defense. Caruso, extra pass. Wallace, shot clock at 5. Wallace flips it up, and good. What a tough shot from Kayser Wallace.
So Shea normally plays the entire third. They sat him with 52 seconds, got him a little extra rest. Nice.
TJ McConnell off the bench, working his magic already.
Now they normally sit him to the 9 or 8 minute mark. Do you bring him back here early, to Mike's point about minutes, right? It's the first thing he looks for.
Hartenstein off the glass, but off the dribble bucket for Isaiah Hartenstein, his second field goal.
Well, DB, in this situation, I would rest him as long as you possibly can, because that gives him that extra burst the last 5-7 minutes of the game.
That basket won't count. Foul came on the pass.
And Hartenstein flowing through. I thought he might have covered it with that right arm, that little push away. Got away with one right there.
Mathurin inside, left-handed, off the glass. The Mathurin magic here in game 3. 2-point game. Opening minutes here of the fourth. He's got 22 points in 18 minutes. Caruso goes back door. Pass stolen. McConnell leads the break. Looking and throws it out of bounds. It's only the 10th turnover, or they say it was deflected. Hartenstein saying, I didn't touch it. One official said going down the other way.
No one touched it. It was we had a great view.
But they did call it on a deflection. And OKC is challenging.
Just missed it, Mike. Just missed it by inches.
The NBA Finals are presented by YouTube TV. There's no TV like YouTube TV. In part by the powerful backing of American Express. And The Bad Guys 2 in theaters August 1st.
Well, the UFL Championship game Saturday night on ABC, ESPN Plus, and Deportes. The DC Defenders taking on the Michigan Panthers in St. Louis. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Benedict Mathurin having himself a game to remember.
He was the 6th pick in the draft. He does so many things well. Two-way player, off the dribble, poised beyond his years, has so much in his bag. They talk about bench players playing better. at home. We were talking about Wiggins, Caruso. Now we're talking about Mathurin and McConnell.
In the regular season, he was their third leading scorer, averaged 16 a game. He had a 38-point game. Nesmith missed a lot of time, so he started 49 games during the regular season. Now coming off the bench, and what a spark here tonight.
No surprise, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a minute earlier return.
Holmgren gets free, and Caruso finds him easily. McConnell a crossover, throws it back up top to Toppin. Mathurin just oozing with confidence right now. Lou Dort guarding him. They've known each other since they were kids, both from Montreal. Siakam spins. Shot clock winding down, just gets it off in time, and it does not hit the rim. Let's listen to SGA mic'd up.
Big shot, boy. I got Toppin. Very important to get a stop right here on this timeout. Let's keep the momentum going. Yes, yes, yes. Move, move. Hold on. Down 4, up by 9. Come on. Yo, take care of the ball, Blue. Take care of the ball. Get stops, get back. Here we go.
Turnover. Siakam kicks it out. Obi Toppin. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. There's McConnell. Shot clock down to 7. The crossover, the spin move inside. Nice fake. Lost it momentarily. Can't get it to fall. Rebound tip. Nembhard got it. Second opportunities. McConnell on the steal, and he backs it home. He's done it again. And the game is tied with 8.5 remaining. Nembhard, good defense. The double team on SGA. Back to single coverage, 5 on the 24. 2 to shoot. Double team has to hoist up a wild shot and a foul. The great double team. Gilgeous-Alexander had to throw up a prayer.
And he takes his time, but if you're Obi Toppin, the angle that you're taking is the wrong one. That is the wrong angle. You leave too much space. And then McConnell, he's one of the individuals that can break people off the dribble. But his awareness, look, he's paying attention. That is just a poor pass by Caruso. They looked a little rattled. OKC does not look like they have the same composure that they had in games 1 and 2.
By the way, they called a foul on Nembhard as SGA misses the free throw. That's 4 fouls on Nembhard. The Thunder have 17 turnovers. That's the most they've had in a game in these playoffs.
And Mike, it's not careless turnovers. These are from the pressure of Indiana. They're forcing this group into mistakes.
Both teams not only have really terrific individual defenders, both teams play great team defense. Mathurin fires away, puts it in. Mathurin madness. He's got 25 on 9 of 11 from the field. Williams gets inside. Beautiful move, that left hand. He's so adept with his offhand. And we're tied again. TJ McConnell. Mathurin. Williams stays with him, knocks him down. Struggling with the ball. Siakam. Ball deflected. Mathurin goes inside. Layup. Won't go. Holmgren the rebound. Crowd thought there was contact there as well. As we hit the 7-minute mark. Gilgeous-Alexander inside to Holmgren, and he's pushed and fouled, goes down hard. They're going to say before the act of shooting.
You see how many players are taking an extra few seconds on that ground, Mike? That is a real thing. You will never play harder than you do during the NBA Finals. People do not understand. You're like, oh, the playoffs, first, second round. You're going to keep, no, that's how, no, in the NBA Finals, emotionally, physically, you are so drained. And then J-Dub here going against Mathurin. I love it. Look, he doesn't even bring the ball to both hands. That's control, that's skill.
Side out as Hartenstein comes in. Holmgren will sit down. Turner returns. See that deflection? Because of that deflection, Siakam, it's not a backcourt violation. Williams will inbound. Hartenstein, Wallace, Gilgeous-Alexander, and Lou Dort. Williams to Hartenstein. Williams, 22 points for OKC. Hartenstein down the lane. Shot is up. Won't go. Good tip from Halliburton. Nembhard back to Turner. Halliburton looking for some room. Step back three. It's good. Tyrese Halliburton with a three-pointer. And the Pacers back up by 3. Reggie loves it. Timeout OKC.
Watch the hard cross, the separation with the step left, and on the way back. Oh, Hallie, he's cooking. Pacers organization will tell you it's aggressive Tyrese Halliburton. Downhill driver at his absolute best. He has competed all night on the defensive end. A lot of what he's doing offensively is middle of the floor, and he's mixing his game, folks. He's got threes, he's got mid-ranges, and he's got finishes at the cup. And Pop is going to be awfully happy, Mike Breen.
A spectacular bounce-back game. Again, the struggles. He had that iconic shot to win game 1. Outside of that, it's been ups and downs so far in these finals until tonight. Magnificent performance from Tyrese Halliburton. Still 6.5 remaining in a 3-point game. Pacers shooting 51% against this great OKC defense. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to find some space. Nearly traveled. Yes, he did. 18th turnover for OKC.
And you can see it, that pressure. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. He knew he traveled right away.
Halliburton, and a moving screen called on Turner. Second foul on Miles Turner.
This has happened a few times in this series for Miles Turner.
That was not a foul, DB.
You didn't think he pushed his arms
He did
forward?
push his arm. He did push his arms out, 100%. That was, but I think the referees have let that go. It's been selective calling.
Jalen Williams, that runner, running left, shooting right. It's back to a 1-point game. Terrific game for Jalen Williams. Just past the midway point here in the 4th. Remember, the Pacers clutch time in the playoffs. They're 8-1. Oh, Turner, nice bank shot. And Turner with just his 3rd field goal, but the Pacers back up by 3. Holmgren goes right at Turner. Shot blocked by Turner. Toppin with some help defense. Here come the Pacers. Nembhard gets inside. Nearly traveled there. Toppin back up top. Shot clock down to 9. Halliburton against SGA. Spinning, poked away, gets it back, fires from the corner. Gets his own rebound. Back out Nembhard. Nembhard on the bounce and a whistle on a foul.
So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's got his hands right here. After that Hallie shot, he stopped moving. And this is Halliburton after it. Okay, he's guarding. He's got to get there. No challenge. I mean, the challenge is good, but he stops. And like they've worn on him all night. 94 feet pressure the entire way.
Nembhard, step back, puts it up, puts it in. 5-point lead for the Pacers.
These teams got 5 minutes to try and make a memory. This one's going to be a good one.
Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Luke Dort the high arcing shot won't go. Obi Toppin, quick outlet. Halliburton on the drive. Can't get it. Toppin on the follow. Obi Toppin gives the Pacers a 7-point lead. A 12-point turnaround here in the fourth quarter. Jalen Williams the drive. Shot blocked by Toppin.
I wonder if they're going to call a timeout if Indiana gets one more bucket. Mark might want to burn one of those timeouts.
Nembhard looking for an opening. Pulls back, jump shot. Deflected and taken by Dort. Still plenty of time, but OKC right now down 7. Gilgeous-Alexander gets inside, knocked away by Nesmith. SGA inside, Holmgren puts it up, shot no good, but a foul. And I believe they're saying it's on the floor.
But no box out. Look, he walks by 2 OKC defenders. No one's boxing out. This is exhaustion. This is a lack of focus. That could have been an and one from Dort's arm. But look, I know one thing. You do not want to get into a jumping battle with Obi Toppin.
Timeout. 3:34 remaining. Pacers by 7. ABC Saturday, Liberty and the Fever at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then ABC Monday. This series will be back in Oklahoma City for Game 5 on Monday night. As for Friday's game, and we see Caitlin Clark enjoying the action. Will Friday be 2-1 in favor of OKC, or could the Thunder pull off a comeback? We've seen the Pacers come back time and time again here in these playoffs, but right now they've got to hold on to a lead. Holmgren will inbound. Good ball denial from Nesmith, pokes it out of bounds. Boy, this Pacer defense is so tough.
Mike, they just grind away. 7 different guys they have sent in SGA's direction.
If they had more, they'd send more, too.
Caruso guarded by Siakam. SGA gets free. Nembhard guarding him. The drive, the pullback, top of the key jump shot. It's good. 24 for SGA, and it's back to 5. And I believe a delay of game warning issued against OKC. Next one's a technical foul.
Just watch Shea with an unbelievable handle. Absorbs the bump, doesn't lose his balance, just gets himself shot ready. Doesn't rush. That's under duress of the shot clock.
Drew Nembhard, Turner, Halliburton, Siakam, and Nesmith out there. Halliburton's cross court. Nesmith puts up a 3. Bang! 8-point lead, under 3 to play. Largest lead of the game for Indiana. Williams looking. Nesmith harassing. Williams lost it. Knocked out of bounds. Saved by Turner. 19 turnovers for OKC. Caruso with the steal. Caruso ahead of the pack, foul from behind, a hard foul from Nesmith. Jalen Williams talked to the officials. I think they want to have them look at it as Caruso's shaken up. Great defensive play.
And Mark Daigneaul's, he was past half court. Now, one of the things that players do, they will extend their time on the floor to show the referees, and I think this is one worth looking at it. You have a player that's in the air, so he's a defensive player. You don't really make an attempt at the ball. Like that to me is a flagrant one.
The previous player is under review to see does it meet the requirements for a flagrant foul.
All right, the key up there, wind up, contact, follow through. There's certainly a wind up there and hard contact. There's a very good chance that can be a flagrant.
And again, it's just the pressure. We talk about the pressure from Indiana. Well, Tyrese Haliburton has felt it all 3 games. And look, he knows that was a crucial mistake. Your team's up by 8 with 2 minutes to go. If you get a bucket there, this game is all but sealed.
And again, a flagrant foul is 2 shots plus possession, and with 2:35 remaining, and obviously a critical call. Let's bring in our man Steve Javie back in the replay center. Steve, does that meet the criteria in your estimation?
Well, you know what? Richard says it is. I'm going to disagree with him right now. I don't think there's a wind-up. He does try to hold him up a little bit. Is he in the air a little bit? Yes, but I don't think there's any potential for injury there. I don't see it fitting the criteria for a flagrant one, in my opinion.
What about the lack of a play? He doesn't really have a shot at the basketball, Steve. That doesn't come into it here.
You know what, though, Dars? That doesn't come into it. Not playing the basketball is not part of the criteria. He can grab him and hold him up, as we see plenty of times during layups when people try to, foul them by preventing a layup. So that's what he's trying to do, in my opinion, preventing this layup. I think it's a hard playoff foul, in my opinion. Let's see what the referees say.
That was a hard playoff foul when I played.
Right.
And I'm not surprised Steve disagrees. We had disagreed a lot over the course of my career. I'm glad we're disagreeing in this portion of my career also.
Well, again, you have 3 of the best officials led by Jimmy Capers in what is a crucial call right now.
Upon review, we do not have wind up, we do have contact, and we do not have a follow-through. So therefore, it does not meet the criteria for a flagrant foul. Caruso will be on the line for 2 free throws.
If it's 2 of the 3, it's a flagrant. It was only 1 of the 3.
Okay, so what I'm thinking about for a windup, this is the windup. That right there, the raise the arm to bring down is the windup. That's what I'm seeing. And for the Indiana fans, I know you don't want that happening to your players on the other end, on the other side, because now this has been a standard set.
I'm surprised it's not a flagrant.
But that's only based off your 30 years of experience, Mike.
So instead of 2 free throws and possession, it's 2 enormous free throws for Caruso, who was a little bit shaken up on the play. Both teams still have multiple timeouts remaining. Caruso 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, couple of steals. Usually in situations he's on the floor at crunch time for OKC.
Indiana 14 fouls, Oklahoma City 3. Approaching that 2-minute mark.
Back to 6. Turner comes out. Haliburton fakes, drives inside to Turner. Turner knocked away by Williams. Still struggling. They 2 fall down. Ball out of bounds. And I believe they're going to say it's OKC ball. Siakam looked like he may have been out of bounds when he had connection with the ball.
Yeah, but that's 2 straight turnovers, though, Mike. Yep. That's 2 straight turnovers here in the under 3 minutes.
Yep, hit off his butt. So it's OKC ball with 2:16 remaining. Holmgren fakes, kicks it out. Jalen Williams off the bounce. Back to Holmgren. Holmgren three-pointer blocked by Turner. Holmgren gets it back with 4 to shoot. Holmgren down the lane, the runner. It's going the other way. Holmgren thought he was fouled. What great defense from Miles Turner.
Miles has had multiple plays defensively at the rim here in the fourth.
Hard screen set there by Nesmith. Here comes Halliburton. Drives inside to Siakam. Nesmith, another three. Holmgren outlet to Williams. Again, still plenty of time with multiple timeouts left. SGA pulls back. Caruso plays catch. They extend their defense. Gilgeous-Alexander, step back, a two-pointer, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Nembhard. Halliburton throws it ahead to Siakam. The drive, the finish.
For Turner, it has not been a brilliant game, but it has been a timely game. This guy is a brilliant shot blocker. Watch him stay with the play. This is about maturity. This is about a decade in the league. You don't have a great game, you just keep playing. And look at him.
The longest tenured Pacer. He's waited his whole career to get a finals game at home in front of his fans.
But look, people talk about second effort. When you're in the finals, it takes a third, a fourth, a fifth effort sometimes on one possession.
Jalen Williams drives and draws the foul. Nesmith just picked up his fifth. A smart move from Williams. Now they can score with the clock stopped. The turnovers always a key story in Thunder games, but this time it's a negative for OKC. 19 turnovers that have led to 21 points. Williams knocks down the free throw, 6 of 8 from the line. Cason Wallace is going to come in. Holmgren will sit down. Coming up after the game concludes, flip over to ESPN Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. He'll be live. There he is from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Full post-game coverage and analysis.
So we saw this in that comeback in game one. What beats you? If you're Indiana, don't foul, don't give up threes. Those are the only things. Right now, they're able to get points on the board without the clock moving. Do not foul, do not give up threes.
Missed a second. Halliburton, his 9th rebound. Final minute, 7-point game. Inside, Nesmith. Back out, Nembhard. Halliburton inside, Siakam. Fakes, spins, back out, Halliburton. Off the drive, throws up a shot, no good. Williams comes out of the back, nearly knocked away. And a foul. And just not a smart play once again to stop the clock. And they obviously have a comfortable lead. But free throws once again for OKC.
But if you're Tyrese Halliburton, you probably did get fouled on that possession. But again, we just mentioned, do not foul. So he fakes the pass. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think that was a bit of a foul. That was one that was missed. But you got to keep playing. You got to keep playing. All the emotion, all that stuff. I know it's hard, but you got to keep playing.
Fouls on Nesmith So he is fouled out of the game with 35.7 remaining. Must make free throws here for Jalen Williams and OKC. And they missed another. They've missed 6 free throws tonight, 21 of 27. And 3 of the misses here in the fourth quarter. Goes 1 for 2. And it's back to a 6-point game. Pacers have 2 timeouts left. Thunder have 1. Mathurin holds it. There's a double team. Has it knocked out? A foul. So Mathurin and Dort again. Childhood friends from Montreal. Having some words. That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes, so they'll take it out of bounds.
But if you're Indiana, this is the worst place to catch a ball and to hold it if you're Benedict Mathurin. Right up against that half-court line. You can't go backward. They've got to get out of those lanes, those corner lanes. That's where you can get an easy trap.
Nembhard to Mathurin. Knocked away by Caruso.
They're going to get him for a foul.
Yep, they're going to call a foul on Caruso. So now Mathurin will go to the line. So 2 free throws, a chance to put it up to 8. Mathurin's had some 20-point games. He's had some games where he didn't score or 2 points. Tonight, he was spectacular. 25 points. A playoff career high. Holmgren will come back in. Mathurin just 22 years old. The highest Pacer pick since Rick Smits was drafted number 2 way back in 1998. Second free throw is good. 8-point lead. 25 seconds remaining. Holmgren fires away. Can't get it. Rebound Wallace. Back up top Williams. But a foul on the pass. So with 17.4 remaining, a chance to cut it once again to 6. Nembhard picks up his 5th foul.
Again, I look, if you're the Pacers, you're going to take this victory. You're going to enjoy this victory. But for both sides, there are things that you want to clean up. OKC keeps missing free throws. That helps clean up your mistakes.
Well, I was going to say, if he hits these 2, 6-point game with still a timeout remaining, it's not over yet, but the free throws have crushed him in their attempts to come back. In the first half, it was the Pacer bench. Halliburton magnificent in the second half. Wallace hits the second free throw, back to 7. This crowd has been standing most of the fourth quarter. They've waited 25 years for a finals game at home. Nembhard pushes, brings it back out. Shot clock turned off. OKC's not going to foul. Now Siakam inside, and that will do it. Finishing touches. Final seconds. Knocked out of bounds, and they are celebrating here in Indianapolis. The Pacers dream of their first NBA title very much alive. They're 2 wins away from a championship. Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder, much like the series against Denver in the second round. They lost game 1 at home, won game 2, lost game 3 on the road. We're down 2-1. They've been in this situation before, but they are playing against a very confident Indiana Pacer team. Let's go to George Sedano.
Tyrese, the first finals game in 25 years in this building. Maybe not the crazy comebacks you've had in the past, but a comeback nonetheless. How'd you do it?
So many different guys chipped in. This guy behind me was amazing off the bench tonight. He just stuck with it. Pascal was here to start the game, and we just had guys make plays after plays. Our bench was amazing. TJ, Obi, It's a big win for us.
Bennett had some challenging moments the first 2 games. What was specifically different about him tonight?
Well, it's not just him. All of us are having challenges. You know, none of us have really played well. But I think he's just doing a great job keeping his head down, keep working. Man, those are big-time minutes, and we really missed him in our last playoff run. And so it's big that he's here with us now.
You guys locked in on Shea defensively in a way we hadn't seen yet. What went into that?
Trying to make it as tough as he can. He's such a tough cover, trying to show multiple bodies, trying to show help, doing the best we can.
I mentioned the first finals game in 25 years. You got Pacers alum here. This crowd was electric. What was this like?
Amazing. Amazing, man. We love playing in front of our fans. We love being here. You know, they deserve high stakes, high level basketball, and we're giving them that right now. So it's a big win for us. We can enjoy it. But we got a day in between this, so we got to be ready to go for game 4.
Pops is in the house. What's the celebration going to be like with him?
I'm going to go say what up, and he going to go home. He out of pocket for them jeans, but, you know, other than that, it's good to see him out here.
Tyrese, congratulations. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mike?
All right, George. All season, this Pacer team, they've been winning by committee. This was a great total team effort. So many different players contributing in a massive way. The bench, the starters. And when he gets a 20 and 10 this year, regular season and playoffs, they are nearly unbeatable. A spectacular performance as they finally win a game 3 and now hold a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 NBA Finals. Some Pacer legends, past and present. Game 4 is going to come up on Friday night. Tip-off also shortly after 8:30 right back here in Indianapolis. And Indiana will look to take a commanding 2-1 lead. OKC, as they bounced back so many times before, will look to even things up. Our producer is Tim Corrigan. Our director, Mike Schwab. We just have such a wonderful, outstanding crew. Of course, for Doris, Richard, and George, Mike Breen saying, join us again Friday night, Game 4, coming up next on most of these ABC stations. Your late local news over on ESPN SportsCenter. Scott Van Pelt, full post-game coverage. We say good night from Indianapolis, and thank you for watching here on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Краса прошла и ветка белых роз в окно не дышит ароматом. Еще трава полна прозрачных слез, и гром вдали гремит раскатом.
So cold. Now I'm wondering how I'm gonna get you back. Hey, nothing about to make it right. Jamila ya payment. The doggy da bangan Jamila ba. The doggy da banji Marianta ba. Hey, wayo. mun Jamila. Jamila, don Allah gida babu abin da zai raba mu har abada. Jamila, zuciya na ɓaciwa. Gida gida, gida gida, gida gida. Ooh, no matter what people do or say, this love will never die. If I knew I never hurt you so bad, drinking so much, too much women in my life. Kwashe mata. Jamila, I'm so sorry. I mean a girl. Inna dagida na gan Jamila na. Inna dagida inji muryan Jamila. Inji abincin Jamila. Wayo.